Hello everyone, welcome back to more Apocalypse. This time I have another guest, full of sound.
Hello.
Welcome. We are gonna continue right along. We have a lot to do this time, actually. As anyone who has seen my previous update will know. Another
Yeah.
unfortunate thing I just gotta say, Transstellar is already hostile.
Oh, good lord. Now when Transtellar's hostile, that means that you can't get shipments to your base, or
It doesn't actually. When you buy stuff from other organizations, they will hire Transstellar to ship things to you, so that won't directly kill your economy altogether. Actually, you can still buy equipment, but it will.
okay,
But you no longer have taxis, and that's quite annoying.
I see.
And you can't transport between your bases, and it's a whole mess. You can do it manually, a lot of things. It also has a tendency to get your scientists stuck because you can't load them onto ships like you can with agents.
Oh, okay. Now if I remember from last time, we are now hunting down a bunch of aliens that all got deposited in different buildings.
Yes, except they only got deposited in one building. And
Only in one? Okay.
yes, and we have to get rid of them before they spread, otherwise we will have to do several missions.
Right.
Mhm.
So if you leave the aliens in the building, they start to infiltrate. Do they like start reproducing the building? Do they start getting reinforcements in those buildings, or just the ones that actually get dropped
They
just stay in
don't
the building and slowly infiltrate it?
they don't actually reproduce, but they do things which will be explained as more research is done.
All
But
right.
but they will evolve, so to speak, through their they have a certain life cycle which we are in the business of researching right now, and they will be moving along that cycle if we do nothing,
Right.
as well as doing other nasty things which
Right.
causes infiltration.
Presumably, they go and brain suck the residents.
Yes, indeed. And that causes infiltration. But they can infiltrate even if they have no one throwing brain suckers around too.
Right.
Here we have a brain sucker approaching. Doesn't seem so dangerous when we have so many dudes. All the same, I'm taking precautions too, and equipping my guy with a grenade, so I can blow myself up if it lands on his head.
Right. Now, in real-time mode, it looked like you could just move your units out of the way once you actually see the brain sucker begin to jump.
Oh
Is that
yes, I
correct?
am using that trick. I am using that trick as much as I can,
Right.
because it gives a certain advantage. In turn-based mode, brain suckers are absolutely deadly. There you only have your agent's reactions, basically like the original XCOM, to save you. Otherwise,
Right.
you're gonna get sucked. That one has been dealt with. No problem so far. I am moving up cautiously, trying to fan out all the corners of the map so I don't get any nasty surprises. Hey, a multi-worm.
Now, I noticed that we're in like some sort of maybe an apartment or a house
Yep,
here.
that
Do
we
different
are.
kinds of buildings, when they're infiltrated, do different things, or is it just affect whatever organization owns the building?
It's just that whatever organization owns it, if an organization gets fully controlled, fully infiltrated, then they will instantly be allies of the aliens and enemies of XCOM.
Right. They'll become permanently hostile.
Yeah, so that in addition, if you try to search a building of a hostile organization... Oh, Popper! Oh no! I just had to announce
These
that.
are the
We
suicide
need,
bomber ones.
yes, we need to get out of here. We need to move. Yeah, what I was saying, basically they turn hostile, and if you try to investigate a building of a hostile organization, then you will also have to deal with the aliens inside, in addition to the enemy security forces.
I see.
Also, this is a bad situation.
I
Ow,
see that.
very bad.
Ouch.
We did
Good
not,
lord.
we did not manage to, we did not, yeah. We failed to stun the popper, which I was hoping it would keep running after the guy who was running away. But instead it just exploded at the two guys who were in the ambush position. And I realize now that I don't have as many med kits as I should have. Which means that big red blood drop you see means that they are bleeding and slowly dying.
I see.
Now we gotta recuperate and reposition a bit. I do happen to also know that there would only be one popper, because I know what gets deposited by those particular UFOs.
Oh,
So
they
I
have,
no
they have
longer
set
need to
things
worry.
they deposit, I see.
Yes. Certain certain UFOs deposit certain things. Oh, another alien. There we go, another blue guy. He appears to be holding a brain sucker launcher. Let's flank him.
Now these blue ones, the anthropods, I think they're called.
Yeah,
Are they
something
just
like that.
are they just enemy troopers? Do they ever have other weapons other than the brain sucker launchers? Because I don't remember if I've seen those yet.
That is the interesting thing. They can actually pick up our weaponry should we throw them down. They have
interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
They have equipment slots just like we do. Most aliens don't. But these ones do. They also use smoke grenades for some reason. I don't know how they get them. Maybe they have their own version that happen to look and act exactly like ours. Well, he is dead. More brain suckers around. Let's try to get out of the way. If they fail to jump on your head, they will sometimes get stunned from the effort.
And these spitters, they just spit acid. Can they wield any weapons?
Uh-oh.
'Cause, I mean, they're humanoid. Uh-oh.
We got someone getting sucked. What did you say about the spitters?
Can the spitters? Because I see they're also like humanoid. Can they also wield weapons, or they just do the spit?
They just do the spit. They are
Okay.
not so good at the whole doing anything else. So they are actually one of the most harmless aliens. But they can still hurt you if your armor has already been breached, so to speak.
Now I do notice that the armor in this game appears to be much more useful than the armor, at least in the newer XComs. At least the early armor. This appears to be protecting you from most hits. Actually.
In the original and Terror from the Deep, armor was basically you might as well not have bothered for a lot of it. But here it's very good. And uh-oh, we are taking hits. See, the spitter is doing his thing.
Yep.
We need to move away, but I do want to kill that spitter so I don't have to worry about him. But yeah, armor is very useful. You should not send someone in without armor. Hostile units, more brain suckers. I'm just gonna finish off the stunned one so I don't have to deal with them waking up. Oh, look at that! They have fired a new weapon. Do you see that little purpley line there?
Oh, I do. Yes.
It's the same version as the weaponry they use on their UFOs, except handheld, basically. And it's really powerful and actually a threat. So we need to
And
deal
so
with
this
that.
this anthropod here has it.
Yeah.
The one that's just died. Okay.
Yeah. So that actually makes them by far one of the more dangerous aliens, from being pretty easy to handle with just the brain sucker launcher. But now they have those disruptor guns, as they are called, and they can actually penetrate our armor fairly easily.
And if you were playing normally, you'd be able to research them and use them yourself. But
Yep.
you're doing the human weapon challenge. So.
Oh yes, we are gonna simply be selling every single one we get as soon as we can get some money from it. But I will be researching everything that I possibly can, however. And TNG is getting another critical energy, wound, so he's bleeding even more. Good thing he has a medikit. See, he's wounded in the head and in the arm.
Now I noticed that whenever you've been raiding the Cult of Sirius, that it damages their economy, it damages their like held money when you set their building on fire. Can you actually destroy buildings permanently
Not.
without outside of like the UFO mode?
You mean friend, the actual city buildings?
Yes, like if you wanted really cripple the Cult of Sirius, could you just blow up their temple?
I could indeed do that, but
okay.
they do have defensive ships they can launch, and it would probably kill.
Right.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be worth the investment.
Yeah, it's easier to just send the troops in, but you can completely level their building, and it will cost them money to repair it.
Alright.
It does, however, piss off the government that we are ruining the aesthetic of the city.
Okay.
Even though they technically don't like the cult either. They're fine with killing the cultists as long as it's not visible.
Now, the multi-worms, they're the ones who spit out the little faster worms when they're killed, right? So do you always want to stun them? Is that just generally the plan, is always stun the multi-worms?
Either that or kill them with explosives so that any hyperworms will quickly get exploded as well. As you can see, I have lined up everyone with explosive autocannons. See? Yeah.
I see them, yes.
And with explosives they will typically die the moment they spawn. Like so.
Is there any benefit to capturing more than one example of any given alien?
Sadly, not even slightly. It's completely worthless. You can't even sell corpses in this game. So capture one of everything, let everything else don't even bother. But stunning aliens is good all the same, because then they can't shoot at you. Or do their special on-death thingies, like explode or become more worms.
Right.
Well, that's that mission completed, but we're not done yet. We shot down 2 UFOs last time, and we need to deal with that.
Now, I seem to remember when in this game in particular, the city map changes depending on your difficulty.
Yes.
How much changes that? How much bigger does the city get on the higher difficulties?
A fair bit, and the buildings also become larger, so you will take more of a hit from your score whenever something gets leveled.
I see.
Because the government hates losing the aesthetic feeling. They really, really care about how the city looks. But I guess it wouldn't be very nice to be a government that doesn't care about having its town destroyed all the time, so I can sort of see what their meaning is. Now let's just check that all our troops are properly equipped again before going back into the fight. We already captured a transporter, so let's begin by attempting to capture one of those escorts. The escorts also carry a bigger beam weapon than the transport and earlier UFOs have, so they will be useful to research and then sell for more money. Now I'm just creating another sniper squad. I like my snipers even though their use is quite debatable. Just like being safe. Okay, that looks good. Let's take a big look at the map. There's the UFO. It has crashed and made quite a nice entry point.
Yeah, I really do like these little maps of the crashed sites, and they're very interesting.
I also really like how big the UFOs are, and these are the smaller UFOs.
Now, I noticed that your units are getting promotions as they gain experience, I guess. Do the promotions actually do anything?
Yes.
Or
they make your improve bravery of other nearby soldiers, sort of like regular XCOM. And if they die, people will panic more easily.
Right, but they don't, you know, because I know in the newer XComs actually level yours as your units, you know, increased in rank, they actually got new abilities.
Nah.
And I assume that isn't the case here.
No, it's just a nice thing. Their ability to improvement depends entirely on their performance or their training. Oh, more blue guys. He's throwing a
He's
smoke.
throwing some
And they have their more new weapons too. They are in fact flinging quite a lot, but we have lined up our guys well. They are dying, and we are flinging a whole... Oh! Almost got brain sucked there. But as you can see, we are throwing a lot of explosives and bullets there.
See that?
And then that's the fun part about setting up, especially with snipers. Then they can just blow them away. Hey, he's trying to take cover. I can have my guys do that as well. What's his name? Kopsognathus has been seriously wounded. He's looking like he's dying, I think. We should try to get him out. But not before stunning us. Throwing a little stun grenade. Let's see if he can run away before he gets shot down. It looks like it.
Go for it. Yep, looks like he's gonna make it.
There we go. We have not had a bad start so far. We got our only wounded, or seriously wounded at least, guy out. Let's see if I can salvage some weaponry that they dropped. Getting all the alien equipment is pretty valuable, so it's good to salvage as much as you can. The only exception is brain sucker launchers. They're basically worthless.
Oh, you can use the captured alien weapons immediately. You don't. Do you have to? Oh wow.
Yeah, that's I am.
That's not good.
No, that's quite too many for me to handle. I'm gonna try to stun them all and get out. That's 3 arthropods, a popper, and a spitter, all with high-tech equipment. If we're lucky, that stun gas will also take the popper unconscious, so we don't have to bother trying to stun him with grapplers.
But the alien weapons, do you have to research them before you can use them?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah. You can also technically use a brain sucker launcher, but it's entirely pointless. Unless you just want more target practice. That sadly exploded those disruptor guns. I probably should have told my guys to stop shooting, but sometimes you just don't want to get shot at.
Right.
And look, the popper is unconscious. Let's try to grab him. I really want one of those alive now, so I don't have to deal with it later. You can see my guy trying to move out of the stun gas because he's afraid of running unconscious. Like that.
Now, do units recover from your units recover from unconsciousness as well during the battle? Okay.
Unconsciousness is completely recoverable, as long as your guy wasn't seriously wounded and bleeding at the same time.
Okay.
Hey, look, that was pretty easy. We managed to capture a live popper. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
That's good.
So we don't have to just try to group our guys together and then get exploded in the face continuously. Yeah, there it is. Very nice. Everything else doesn't matter. Now let's prepare again. There it is. Extremely dangerous aliens. As you can see, we are starting to gain some wounds on our guys.
I see that.
Let's just load these guys up. I don't think I need more than 11 to finish this last UFO.
You know, as someone who's only played the new XCOM, the Firaxis XCOM, the number of wounds that you take on, you know, on what you normally would be called like a primary squad in the new XCOM, where you have 6 or maybe 12 guys who you use regularly.
Yeah.
You know, the number of wounds you're taking, it just seems so disastrous compared to that.
Yeah. That's some. I really like the new XCOM, but I also think that it's not exactly the same. It's more like the UFO series than the regular XCOM series. Have you ever played the UFO series?
I have not.
Yeah. It basically takes each individual's importance and ups it quite a bit, so that losing a guy is actually disastrous rather than just a sad setback.
Right.
To the point that in the last game, UFO Afterlife, losing a single unit could easily spell the end of the game if it
Good
was
Lord.
if it was your best guy. And losing an entire squad, then you might as well just restart altogether because it's over.
Well, yeah. The this does. I mean, this style does allow you to play more Iron Man style. You don't have to. You're not so
Yeah,
encouraged to save scum.
yeah. A single mistake doesn't cost you the game unless you do something incredibly stupid. And that's like grouping every single one of my guys right outside the door, and then the popper comes out and explodes. That would be a seriously stupid thing to do. But even if I were to do something that stupid, I could still recover by, say, selling my Valkyrie Interceptor. It's worth quite a lot, and I can buy a lot of agents with that. Here we see our sniper squad again. It's gonna have quite a good visibility to shoot into that opening whenever something steps out. And also setting up on both sides in case they try to come out that way. Let's take a little look inside. Nothing.
Now, if you had like a big old rocket launcher, could you blow a hole somewhere else in the blow a hole somewhere else in the UFO and come in through the side or something instead of having to use a door?
It is a very powerful material that the UFO is made of, so there are weapons that can do that. I'm not sure if the rocket launcher is destructive enough to do it, however, even though it is incredibly destructive. But you can do it if you have the proper weaponry.
That's very interesting.
It tends to be slow and require a lot of weapons fire, however. Oh, that's not good. That popper's a bit too close for comfort. I don't think I can run away fast enough. Nope. Oh, that's not good. Bleeding and almost dead. Can Arquebus make it? No med pack. I am seriously regretting not equipping more med packs now. Okay, the bar. Move up and give your medkit to Arquebus. Hurry. Arquebus is not gonna make it to the exit in time. I need to do something about her wounds right now.
I see that your other agent decided you need to do a little kickflip off of the UFO to get to that medkit to her. But
Yeah, felt like styling while the buddy's life is in danger. There you go. Now go to the side and try to heal. I think it might work. Or it might not. It's so very close now. Let's take up covering position. Slowly healing. Oh, they threw a stun. No. Smoke, it's called. Oh, they have opened the door. Let's shoot inside a bit. Hey, the wound is healed. Now she can safely leave the area.
it's very good.
And we are firing into them. Let's explode them a bit. Throw that grenade. Oh, that was a crappy throw.
Now, your units appear to have like a max HP of about 100 with like a full HP bar. People with like the highest starting HPs. How much HP do aliens have on average?
It depends entirely on what kind of alien they are. It is not randomized like our guys. We actually don't have 100 health. Our guys have different amounts of health.
Right.
That can vary a lot too. But these arthropods not that durable, nor the spitters. The multi-worms are quite durable. They can take a lot of punishment. But as long as you keep a long to medium range, the multi-worms can't actually do that much to you.
The way that the stat elements, the RPG type elements of this game remind me a whole lot of how they play out in like the Jagged Alliance games.
Yeah, I've been told it's a lot like it. I've never played Jagged Alliance, but supposedly it is incredibly like this.
Yeah, I'm reminded very much of it.
But as said, your stats will get better as your guys shoot and gain experience and train at the gym, so they can become really good.
Now you said to make psychic units worthwhile, you have to basically train them, because we saw last episode, I think, that the psychic units were pretty ineffectual.
Yeah.
How long do you have to train them to make them worthwhile? Like, are you going to get them by like the mid game, or
mid or early late game? I expect to use them. Because right now they barely have the energy to make a single attempt, and even if they do gain control, they will only have it for a few seconds at most. And that's not enough to do what I have planned with them.
Right.
Hey look, the multi-worm died without spawning worms.
And I take it we're going to see psychic aliens later on too.
Most likely, yes. And it's gonna suck. But not... It will suck less if we could find some androids to hire. I haven't managed to find anyone.
Yes, I noticed that my General Custer bot has not been added yet.
Yeah, I would really like them because of their near immunity to brain suckers and complete immunity to psi attacks. However, other than the aliens, there's no human organization that uses psi attacks. Now I'm just heading in a bit haphazardly because I know there's not much left. There we go. That should be it. Yes!
There we go.
Perfect. That was a lot of very well done missions. We have not lost a single guy actually. After clearing 3 different places. Here we go. Captured several UFOs. We can research new things. We managed to get a popper. Everything is good. Other than the wounds we have taken, I guess. And we are approaching the end of the video, in fact.
Here we are.
Yes, we only have some slight checking on our wounds left. And see, we can't even hire any more people, and no androids, certainly. Okay. I think that's it.
Okay, well thank you for having me.
Yes, it was a pleasure. Maybe you will return. We will see.
Alright, goodbye.
Goodbye.